Why the love don't come to stay? Actually, the closest thing to love is the fame. Okay, good thing about a bad day, it turn into another day. Taking life too serious, seriously take the fun away. Your problems go with you, how off you try and run away.
Ricky, what's going on, man? What's really, really good? You already know it's your favorite Commanders fan. We got free agency approaching right now. Like it's around the corner, man. Around the corner, and we just need to get some things in order, see what we feeling, see what we want to do. So today I just want to touch on the wide receivers and free agency. I'm not going to touch on every one of them. I'm just going to give you a couple that I'm kind of interested in. We had a couple things happen. We seen Stefon Diggs was released today from the Patriots. He's a Maryland native. That's one that we could look at, definitely. We also got Mike Evans out there testing the waters. That's definitely another we could look at. That's two vets right there. Who else we got? We know we got the Brandon Ayuk thing that we got going on. Jaden Daniels-Mans from Arizona State. That's something we could touch on. And then the last one that I'm going to touch on today is Alec Pierce from the Colts. He's looking forward to testing free agency. I just want to talk about a couple of things, how old they are, stats for their career, past year, everything like that. So let's get into it, man. Who we want to start with? I got the stats ready. I got everything we need. I'm going to start with Stefon Diggs since he just was released today. So firstly, let's start here. We know he's from the D.C. area, the DMV. He's 32 years old. That's another old man. That's another vet. Do we want to do that? I mean, he definitely will be a great number two. He's been a number one pretty much most of his career. I know with the Vikings for a minute, he was behind, I think it was Adam Thielen for a little while, but they was kind of like 1A, 1B. If he comes to Washington, he'll definitely be number two. And that's a great number two to have. If we could get 2 years out of him while we develop a younger receiver, I'm not mad at that. Let's talk about his career, though. Let's talk about his career right now. What we got for Diggs? Diggs is all right. He's pretty much been a 1,000-yard receiver pretty much most of his career, minus injury that year with Houston. His first 3 years with Minnesota, he was close to 1,000, but he wasn't at 1,000. But then his next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next 2 years with Minnesota, he had 1,000. Then he had 4 with Buffalo, over 1,000. And then last year with New England, he had 1,013 yards. 85 catches last year. His Buffalo years, he had 107 catches, 108 catches, 103 catches, 127 catches. We all know his most productive years was with Josh Allen in Buffalo. Obviously, we know that. But he did very good with New England last year. They went to the Super Bowl. Again, 85 catches, 1,013 yards, 4 touchdowns. I would like to see more touchdowns, though, definitely. I'm not mad at him. We're not going to pay him no top dollar, obviously. I'm thinking with him, maybe 15 to 20 mil max per year at this point in his career, being at 32 years old. So that's not a horrible deal to take for a number two receiver that's going to produce for us. Then up next, we got Mike Evans. Now, listen, we know what Mike does, Mr. Consistent. And it's funny we say that because last year was his first year. He did 10 straight years over 1,000 yards. Last year, he had a lot of injuries, a whole lot of injuries. But he is now 32 years old as well. So that's another vet. I don't mind having him for 2 years to, be there while we groom our younger receivers that we hopefully draft and that we already have. Man, he gives you 1,000. And he scores touchdowns, which is huge. So let's go through his touchdowns. I'm just going to go from year 2016 because I got the other screen cut off. So 2016, he had 12 touchdowns, 5, 8, 13, 14, 6, 13, 11. So he had a lot of double-digit touchdown seasons. He doesn't catch the ball as much as Stefon Diggs does. He doesn't have as many receptions, but he definitely scores. And what we need scores. We need points. But he had 74 receptions, 79, 77, 74. Obviously, last year was a down year. Like I said, he had a lot of injuries, 30 receptions, 368 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wasn't his best year. Obviously, probably his worst year. Definitely his worst year, not probably. So that's Mike. So we got a little bit going with Mike right there. Then who else we got? I said Brandon Ayuk. So this is the wild card right here because wait, let's go back to Mike. I think Mike might be the most expensive one. No, I take that back, but and you'll see why later. But Mike will be more than Stephon Diggs, I think, because of his consistency. I think Mike would be somewhere more in the 20 to 25 mil per year. Again, I always tell you, I told you from the jump, I give you facts, but I give you my opinions as well. So my opinion, I think he'll be somewhere between 20 to 25 million a year. That's also not bad for a number 2 receiver that we feel that should produce for us. So that's him. That's Mike. So we got Stephon Diggs down. We got Mike down. Both of them 32 years old. Both pretty much consistent for their whole career. So I'm not mad at either one of those to come in and help, even though Terry's will be 31, I believe, in September. So our top 2 receivers will be in their 30s. Then we got Brandon Ayuk, which is the wild card. We all know Jaden Daniels loves him. Brandon loves us, loves Jaden, so he has to love us. He has a lot of crazy stuff going on that I'm not sure about. Plus, he had that injury. He didn't play the whole season last year. That definitely scares me a little bit. I'm not big on taking people that missed a full season the previous year. But the positive with Brandon is he's going to be the cheapest one out of all the people that I talk about. He has to be. He has to be. Like, he hasn't done enough, number 1. He hasn't been consistent, number 2. But if we get a healthy Brandon Ayuk, I think he might be the best option for us. I really do. As far as producing, if again, listen to what I said. If he's healthy, I think number 1, he's only 27 years old. So in my mind, he's the heir apparent to Terry when Terry's done. If Terry starts to go down maybe a year or 2, we still got Brandon Ayuk. He'll be 29 in 2 years. He'll be our number 1 until one of the other younger guys coming, and we could just trickle him down, domino effect to who's the heir apparent to the next one. He's 27 years old, Brandon Ayuk. He's got 5 seasons in the NFL. Should have been 6, but obviously he set out all last year, so that's a little weird. But his first year as a rookie, he had 748 yards. The next year, 826 yards. The next year, 1,015 yards. The year after that, 1,342 yards. And then in 2024, when he held out, but then he got paid, he got hurt. He only had 374 yards. He scores touchdowns as well. Not as many as Mike, but he had 5 touchdowns, 8 and 7. 0 that year when he got hurt, and he didn't play again all last year. What do you do with Brandon? I feel like Brandon he has to be an approve it deal, which is okay. Approve it deal is anywhere to me 10 to 15 million per year. And I don't mind paying that for a number 2 that I think can produce if, again, he's healthy. That's the key word is if he's healthy. I'll tell you at the end who in order from 1 through 4, because it's 4 receivers I'm going to talk about. I'm going to tell you 1 through 4 how I feel and who I want in order. But I'm not mad at him. He only got 5 years in the league, and like I said, he could be our number 1 once Terry is done. And because at some point I think we'll keep Terry beyond his prime, but I think Terry will move to the number 2 in about 2 years. In the next 3 years, he'll be our number 2, and we'll let him ride out like a little bit like Moss, put him in the slot more. He still could do something. Lastly, Alec Pierce. So Alec Pierce is the least productive receiver of all the 4, but he's the most expensive at this point. Very weird. That's how the NFL works. He has 4 years in the league. His first 4 years, he had 2 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, and 6 touchdowns. He only has 1 1,000-yard season, and he barely got over 1,000. That was last year. He had 1,003 yards off 47 catches, mind you, which is also his career high. 47 catches is his career high, and 1,003 yards is his career high. But he's the most expensive of the 4 that we spoke about. Would I take him? I sure will take him. But I'm not sure about him. If you want to look at the positive, it looks like he's trending up. Every year he's went up in yardage. Almost every year he's went up in catches. His first year he had more than his second and third year catches, but it was all around the same. It wasn't too far off. His touchdowns went up pretty much for the most part. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at him, but again, to be the most expensive but the least productive of the 4, that's dangerous. But he's only 25 years old. Another kicker. He's 25 years old, man. He's the youngest. That would definitely be our number 1 receiver once Terry is done or starts to decline. How do you look at this? Are we looking at production, immediate production? I think he can produce no matter what right now. Now I'm conflicted again. Now I'm conflicted. I don't know who I want for 1, 2, 3, or 4. Like as far as my 4 receivers that I went over. So this is the 4 again: Alec Pierce, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, and Stephon Diggs. That's the 4. How do we rank them for our team? Take it into account: production, age, injury. What do you do with this? So I'm going to tell you what I would say. I think I'm going to start 4 down. I'm going to go from 4 down to 1. Number 4 for me would be Stephon Diggs. I think him being 32, he's definitely on the decline right now. He doesn't score many touchdowns at this point. He's definitely number 4 for me, but again, I'll take him. Number 3 for me, I believe, will be Brandon Ayuk. I believe Brandon Ayuk would be number 3 for me. No, I changed that. Number 3 for me would be Alec Pierce because of the money and not as much production as either. Alec Pierce would be number 3 for me. It's just not enough production. I don't know if he's really a number 1 receiver yet because he wasn't the number 1 going into the season with the Colts. He made himself the number 1, and it wasn't that much more over Michael Pittman. He only got 1 really good season, and it's not the greatest. 47 catches. So, yeah, he's definitely number 3 for me. He's going to be the most money. Yeah, no, he's number 3 for sure. Number 2 for me would be Brandon Ayuk. He's the cheapest by far, but I don't know about his injury. I don't know where he's at with his injury, and I don't know where his mental is. He seems a little crazy. He seems like he's giving me AB vibes. AB is Antonio Brown, if you don't remember. I hope that's not the case. He's too young to be acting like AB right now, but I believe he can produce, and I think he would be the best if the injury is fine and if his mind is straight. I think he would be the best for us with being 27 years old, and I believe he has at least 5 good years in him, minimum, if he's not injured right now. I think I would take Brandon Ayuk with that. And then number 1, obviously, for me would be Mike Evans. I think he has – the thing with Mike, I think he only going to play 1 more year. That's the only thing I'm worried about with Mike. But at the end of the day, we could always reboot. We could reboot and have people working up under him and get better up under him. But Mike would be number 1 for me. I love touchdowns, man. I love touchdowns. Because realistically, Terry only had 1 good year of touchdowns, and that was 2 years ago in Jaden's rookie year. Yes, we haven't had great quarterbacks to get him in the end zone, but at the end of the day, I got to go by what I see. And what I see is, and when I say what I see, I mean the numbers is the numbers. I don't care. I know he haven't played with great quarterbacks until Jaden, but he's not a touchdown scorer like that. And that was 1 year, and he had double-digit touchdowns. I need touchdowns. So I need Mike to pair up with Terry, and I think Terry and Mike will both have double-digit touchdowns if it's not that many injuries, which means we're scoring. We're scoring, baby. We are scoring. Yeah, we are, man. We are. So I'm going with Mike, man. I think his price is not too high for him. I would love to have, man, you give Jaden a big receiver plus Terry with his route running and speed. Oh, listen here. I'm not gonna make no prediction right now. It's too early. But only thing I would tell you is I feel comfortable that they both will be in double-digit receiving, and they both will be over 1,000 yards receiving if they play at least 15 games each, minimum. I feel like that. So, yeah, that's what I got, man, for the receivers for free agency. Obviously, it's a ton of more receivers out there. It's a couple in the draft that I know we all like and everything. But that is my top 4 receivers on my board. Obviously, I'm not going to talk deep into it, but I wouldn't mind having De'Ami Brown to come back as a number 3. If we don't get any of them, I wouldn't mind him being our number 2 and see what happens. I think he's developed, and I think he's ready to be that. But I would prefer him to be a number 3 and develop a little bit more behind one of those 4 guys that I said. Listen, man, as I told you, we are shooting content after content. I hope y'all enjoyed my new intro, man. Let me know if y'all like that new intro. Let me know what y'all think about the receivers and what I said about them. Let me know if y'all got any other receivers that y'all like better than what I spoke about. You already know, man. It's your boy, Ricky. We up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all keep tuning in. Make sure y'all click that like, subscribe, leave a comment, man. We are here. We ain't going nowhere. Bo STP Podcast. Ricky Rundown episode 2. That's a wrap. You already know.